Hello, friends, and welcome to Little Bean's Garden, located in Pomona, California, Zone 10A, established in 2015. My name is Sule, and I will be your host for today. You guys, I'm so excited today because I want to talk to you about the Babs tomato. I originally obtained the seeds from my great friend Babette, who I lovingly call Babs. Babs, you know I loves you, girl. If you don't know who Babs is, you are missing out. She has a great YouTube gardening channel, and of course, I will put a link to her channel in the description box below. Please go ahead and check her videos out. And if you like what you see, subscribe. She has a great garden. She has many tips that will help you out in your gardening journey. I will give you information about this variety, and then I will tell you my experience with it in my garden. The name of this variety is unknown. Yes, you heard that right. It is unknown. Babs informed me that she has grown it for years but does not know the name. That is why I call it the Babs tomato, because all I know and all the information I have comes from Babs and her experience with this variety in her garden. Here is what I do know. The original seeds I grew came from Babs, and the variety has been grown in her garden in Lemon Grove, California for many years, which means the variety is already adapted to a climate similar to mine, as I also live in California. Although where I live is a lot hotter, the summers are extremely hot and dry. Anyways, let's move on. And this has grown for me from seed to harvest within 100 days. Although for this video, they took a bit longer, as you will see a little bit after in this video. But they were still worth the wait. I also know that this variety is an indeterminate variety, which means it will keep growing and producing indeterminately. And with this type of variety, you may need to provide support for the plants in order to prevent the stems from breaking or the plants from dropping to the floor, where you know the naughty little pests will attack them and possibly kill the little plants. That's why you want to provide some support for them so they can keep growing upright, and that way you don't have those issues. The fruit that I have obtained is small because it is a cherry variety. The tomato itself is bright red and tastes absolutely delicious. I like to put it in my salads because they are small. I just cut them in half and I put them on my salad. Or I also like that they're small because I can use a few when I'm making my salsas. I love to make salsas because who doesn't love salsa, right? And in my garden and my growing zone, this variety needs protection from the heat and sun. We normally have several days above 100 in the summers, and overall days stay above 85 degrees in the spring and in the fall. So we definitely live in a hot growing area. I like to protect these plants with shade cloth. It works wonders for our harsh summers, as if I leave them unprotected, they will die within a couple of months. They will produce for me, but they won't finish their production because they will die due to the harsh summers we have here. The plants enjoy being moist or having their soil moist, but are perfectly fine if you forget a day of watering. And believe me, I have forgotten, and they don't wilt and they don't die. They stay very healthy looking and they keep producing. I mean, they're very good with drought. I have forgotten, I'll be honest, I have forgotten a day. I don't go more than a day, but I have forgotten a day and they don't seem to mind that day that I forgot to water them. And I also have noticed that um, for the times that I have grown it, the production has been amazing. It is a prolific variety. The flavor is so delicious, and it is a definite for my garden. And this is, you know, granted that you provide them with adequate watering, that you give them a little bit of shade, that you feed them, because like any plant, they do need some care in order to provide these delicious little tomatoes for you. As long as you treat them right, they will appreciate it and treat you right also. Now, unfortunately, you are not able to buy these seeds anywhere. I was blessed that Babs decided to share her seeds with me. Thank you so much, Babs. I treasure your seeds and the seeds that I receive from all of you that have sent me seeds in the mail. I treasure them, I value them, I protect them, and I try to keep them going. So if anybody sends me seeds, what I do is I grow it. If I love what I see, if I love the production, then I will harvest my own seeds and then keep that in my seed library of my own harvested seeds, because I want to keep that variety going, especially if it did great for me. I also like to share seeds, so I normally do harvest seeds not only for myself, but also because I do enjoy sharing seeds with my fellow gardeners and, friends and also family. A lot of the times, what I do is I will harvest the seed and then I will make sure that it is kept in great condition. And by that, in my experience, is making sure that they stay away from sunlight, that before I put them away, that they are absolutely dried. And of course, making sure that when you are growing it in the garden, if you have different types of the same example, if you have different tomato varieties, that you are protecting the flower from cross pollination. This year, what I did, because I was growing several varieties, I bought those, I think they're called organza bags. So I was putting those bags on the little flowers before they open, so that way I can ensure that there was no cross pollination, because nothing could get into the bag. And all I would do is every day, I would go and shake the little stem where the bag was, or the flower, I should say, in the bag. And that's how I did the pollination for the flowers that were in the bag. That way I ensured that it was true to type and it didn't have any cross pollination. And that absolutely works. All right, anyways, I think I'm rambling, but just to recap, the Babs tomato has been grown in Lemon Grove, California for many years by Babette, which I call Babs. She is a great friend to me, and it is an indeterminate variety, which means it keeps growing and producing, growing and producing. That's why you may want to give it support. It enjoys to have its soil moist, however, not soaking wet. And in growing zones similar to mine, I highly, 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 did I say highly? Recommend mulching the soil. This will help with the moisture retention, and it will also help with the soil itself. What I have noticed is with the mulch, after it has been in the soil, I should say on the soil, after it has been on the soil for a couple of months, it starts to decompose and it adds nutrients, it adds aeration to the soil, And you know what is one thing I have absolutely noticed in my garden with the mulching? It attracts so many earthworms. It is unbelievable. I did a test and unfortunately I did not record it. So I do apologize about that. In my garden, I took a little piece of my yard and I didn't add any mulch. In another area of my garden, I added mulch for 3 years. I recently removed or dug around the area that had no mulch, and that was just dirt. There was no life in it. There was just no life in it. In the area where I did mulch, I moved away the mulch and I dug in the soil, and there was so much life. There was the pill bugs. There was the earthworms. It was super moist. It was super soft. So what I'm trying to say is if you live in an area where it's extremely hot, like it is for me here, or extremely dry, mulching is the way to go. So, yes, that is the information I have for you on the Babs tomato. I hope that you enjoyed this video because I truly enjoyed making it for you. I know that you're not able to buy the seeds, but the reason I wanted to make this video is because I think it's important that we know that the seeds that our friends and fellow gardeners send us, they're just precious to me. They're just precious, and you don't know how well they're gonna do in your garden until you plant the seed and watch the plant grow. For me, I knew that this variety would do great for me because, like I said, Babs lives in California and I live in California. It's a pretty similar climate, although my area gets a lot hotter, but I thought, yes, it will do great. But I have friends from other states like Utah and Tennessee, and I have fellow gardeners that I consider friends in other states, and they have sent me seeds, and you know what? They do great for me as well. So yes, if somebody sends you a seed, don't say no to it. Just plant it, watch it grow, and you never know, you might be surprised, pleasantly surprised. I definitely have been with all the seeds I have received. There's a lot of my YouTube friends that have sent me seeds. I plant them, and I am so amazed at how well they do in my garden, in my area, and my growing zone. So yes, that is the point of making the video. It's not to taunt you and say, well, you can't buy the seeds, I'm just special. No, but the seeds are special. They came from a special friend, and they are special because they do great in my garden as well. And I have shared some of the seeds as well. So Babs, thank you so much for sending me the seeds again. I truly appreciate that. And to anybody that has sent me any seeds, any card, any email, any letter, just anything, if you send me something, please know that I truly do appreciate it. I protect it, I value it. It's like those golden, what are those things called? The golden brackets? Like, how people hide those big, I don't know, bars of gold in the bank? That's how I feel about any seed that I receive from you, my friends, my YouTube friends. I love you guys so much.
Well, guys, that's it from Little Beans Garden. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and sharing this video with your friends. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.